I went into 2025 telling myself that I was going to expand my reading horizons, specifically regarding the genres I consumed, and science fiction seemed like a really great place to start, in my opinion. A series that I saw mentioned on TikTok and everywhere else time and time again was the Red Rising series. So the first book was free on Audible Premium, so I checked it out. I listened to about 2 chapters before I realized that this was a book series that I definitely wanted to have physical copies of, so I did what any completely normal person would do and went out and bought them all. I would say that of the first three, my overall favorite was Golden Sun, with Morningstar coming in second and Red Rising coming in third. But like I said, it's kind of hard to really quantify like how much more I like one over the other, because I do think they all were amazing in their own rights. But today I'm here to talk about my thoughts on Morningstar. So the quick thoughts are I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It really was everything I could have wanted in terms of the end of a trilogy. I appreciated that overall, Morningstar continued to subvert my expectations and had plenty of great twists and turns, and I really didn't expect the ending to happen the way it did, but I honestly appreciated, and I thought it was pretty well earned. Another thing I appreciated about Morningstar was how they spent more time talking about the other planets and how they kind of operate even within the society itself and all the various factions that existed, and I thought that the space battle scenes were a ton of fun because they went a little bit more in depth kind of about the strategy and the maneuvering and the mechanisms of the space battles, but they didn't get too in the nitty gritty because I think it's a fine line to walk whenever you're describing those space battle scenes if you want it to be a little bit more than just like, hey, we showed up and we destroyed their ship, but not so much time like getting every thought that Darrow had whilst navigating these battles. And the hand-to-hand combat scenes were simply amazing. There was one point in the book that I like audibly was cheering, so that was definitely a really enjoyable scene, and I'm happy it all played out the way it did. It took me longer to read Morningstar than I had planned, and it wasn't because it was a bad book, but rather I really loved the series so much that I wasn't ready to let go of this original trilogy. And I know that there are 3 more books out in the series already, with Red God dropping sometime in 2026, but I plan on taking a break from Red Rising for a while, that way I can kind of compartmentalize it all and really determine how it makes me feel, but I'm so happy that I gave the series a try. And as I've said in my other videos on this series, I went into it thinking there is no way it can live up to the hype and that everybody was lying and it was definitely overhyped, but I was wrong and I'm super glad that I was wrong. So if you've been on the fence about checking the series out, I really can't recommend it enough. I've had so much fun reading it. It has definitely expanded my horizons and it has gave me some new characters that I love. For the time being, I plan on taking a break from the Red Rising series. I want my next few books to not be in a series. I just kind of want something quick I can get through and not have to really think about what's going to happen next or what's going to happen 5 books from now. Plus, I do have a special book that I'm going to be talking about here in the near future, so please keep an eye out for that. But tell me, what are your thoughts on the first 3 books in the Red Rising series? Do you have a favorite book? Do you have a least favorite book? Do you all think they're amazing? I want to hear all about it in the comment section down below. And please be sure to follow along for more book and reading related content.